Alright, sweet. We're going to do another God Builds video today. Today we're going to be covering the Tigris Prime. So without further ado, let's get to it. Yeah, also Hunter, welcome to the stream. So, if we head over towards Earth, we go to the Strata Relay. And we'll get straight to it with the Tigris Prime. Now, key thing about the Tigris Prime, it has been out for a while. Obviously, it's a shotgun class. Very great weapon, very high in slash. So that's what you want to kind of build for. I'll show you and talk you through the build as we get to it. There's definitely a kind of specific build we need today. Otherwise, it doesn't work. I'll show you in action what it's about. So let's move over here. Fast travel, sanctuary, simulacrum. Right, now the Tigris Prime is very easily obtainable now. It's obviously been out a while. You can get it from a lot of easy relics to get. Your clan members, your friends, your alliance members might be able to help you as well get it, but it's very easy to get. So let's work over here real quick. So what we have here, the basic stats are 10% crit chance to multiplier, fall off is 20%, 10 to 20, fire rate is 2.0, magazine is 2, so it is a double buckshot kind of weapon. It's very loud, so it's very alarming. Punch through is 0 punch through right now. Reload is 1.8. Riven disposition is 1, meaning that's very difficult to get very high stats. It's got very low stats. It's kind of difficult to get a very good Riven. But there are some ones out there. Now this is the key thing with this. It's 30% status, which is very high. And that's what we're going to build for. We're going to build our status because it's got 30%, which is amazing. Especially for a shotgun. It's kind of different with the pellet counts. But 30% is great to work off. Trigger is a duplex, so you can shoot it once, hold it down and let go of the trigger and it'll shoot again. Slash in base is 1240, which is a lot for a base weapon. Base stats amazing. It's very strong. Puncture is 156, impact is 156. It doesn't come with any kind of status procs on it as base. And that's the basic stats. Now, when I do mod it, when I add Hell's Chamber for the multi-shot, we're going to add Shell Shock for the electric. We're going to add Prime Point Blank for the 165 damage. We're adding Toxic Barrage on top for no more status and toxic. We're adding Frigid Blast, cold and status chance, and we're adding Scattering Inferno, heat and status. Now, the reason why I've added these 4 dual stat mods is because we've actually managed to get the status to 100%. It's very key to getting it 100%. You can't be getting 98, 99, 99.9, 99.97, anything close like that. It has to be 100% or it won't work the way it works when I show you how it works. Now, what I've introduced is a radiation kind of hybrid build. So instead of going for just corrosive to melt the armor as I normally do with certain heavily armored units, we're going for radiation and viral. Radiation will strip the armor itself, viral will half the health, and with those slash procs, radiation will make them fight each other at the same time, and you'll do insane damage, and it will one-shot anything in the game pretty much, level 125 above, and you'll see for yourselves in a second. So we've added all that, plus I've added Sweep Inspiration on top, which gives you extra slash damage, which is very important for the build. The Riven itself is crit chance, damage and punch through. So I did roll this quite a few times, but definitely got a great roll. Its disposition is 1, so these stats don't seem as high, but it's definitely a great Riven to have, especially with the punch through, crit chance and damage, which is pretty much what I wanted. And you'll see what it can do. So without further ado, 3 formers in. Make sure we have, yep, we've got all that turned off too. Alright, let's go. So again, we'll be fighting level 125 heavily armored units. As a corrupted gunners, corrupted bombards, and I'll show you pause status, and then I'll show you unpause status as well, and I'll show you how powerful the weapon is, and the specific build of it as well. So, let's do the aim first. 1 shot, 2 shot. I already know he's dead after the first shot pretty much. If you hit a flush first shot, they're pretty much dead. 1 shot. With this punch through as well, it's kind of insane because any target standing behind the first target will take a lot of damage. Because of the height of the 10-0s and some of the enemies, you might miss the second opponent with a headshot, but as you can see, the procs are insane. There you go, literally a couple of shots. but it will one shot anything in the whole game, point blank range. Level 125, so I reckon it can go to a bit higher as well, especially with the slash procs kicking in, but you're just talking about one single shot, which is pretty insane. So I'll show you again on the paused situation, and then we'll move to like a moving simulated situation as well. We should try and make it into an unsimulated situation with the enemies moving. I'll try and duck and hide. We also want to go invisible too. Well, as you can see, as soon as you hit that first headshot, I mean, you don't have to hit the second one sometimes on it. It's that powerful. Of course, if you want to shoot quickly, you can just shoot a double trigger. You don't have to even hold it in the first shot, and you'll pretty much do the same thing. But what I do find is, it is better to just hold your shot. Try and aim for that perfect headshot, do a lot more flush damage. But as you can see, it tears through these units, goes through them, does what it needs to do. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So, one more time, we'll just run through it, just a pause, and I'll just do an unpause situation. Try a bit of range as well, try from this distance. So you don't have to exactly be point blank every time, but I think the key thing is those headshots. So if you get that crit on the first shot, that will be a key element. And then the second shot, pretty devastating as well. The range, even the range is pretty awesome. There you have it. Now let's show you in a kind of moving situation where, say the targets are chasing you down, you got multiple enemies to deal with. We do have low key prime, so kind of show you like if you run up to a group of enemies and you want to just make sure I pause that real quick. Change that. I'll go to unpaused. Yeah, so if you run into a group of enemies and you want to just obviously use your ability, which you mostly do anyway, you'll get double the amount. So as you can see, that radiation proc's kicking in. So you can either shoot quick at one, save your shot for the other one, go for a headshot on one, and you'll just see the proc's kicking in. I've got a decent duration time on this low key, so you should be able to hide and duck and hide for a good few seconds. And obviously you want to play like more stealth in general, so. Especially with a low key. If you're bringing a tankier frame, obviously in Naros you can just go point blank. Rhino you can just stomp. Anything Varwin you could just put him in the air and shoot him. And of course you're going to be using your secondaries as well to help out with the mission, obviously, or your melee. But I mean, literally, if you just get that one target, he's already dead. Wouldn't say it's ideal for a lot of group enemies because obviously with the fire rate, reloading every time, you're only going to be focusing on like bigger targets. But you could always do that damage to that one main target, go into your melee weapon, use your secondary as well. But I mean, if you're going to take out units like this, just swoop in, do damage to the main units that are doing the most damage to you in your faction or you in your group. Take those out, get out of there, move to the next one. And even if you're just doing this much damage, even if you're not killing them with that one shot every time, most likely you are with the slash procs. You can also do heavy damage to an opponent, and then move to the next part and have your teammates just take them out with their secondaries or melees or whatever as well. So it's definitely good for different types of play. Nonetheless, a very, very strong weapon. We did double the units than what we normally do, but I just thought I'd give you like a variation of what you can do with the build and how you can kind of play with it as well. But regardless, I mean, you're not going to be wasting a lot of ammo. It's just going to be straight 1 or 2 shots. You want to kind of hit your shots. If they're together in a group, if you have punch through is great as well. Alright, there you go, done. Now I'll show you what it's like when you got like a bit of a smaller group to deal with, but that's a lot of heavily armoured units to deal with, which I doubt you'll come into like a massive group like that. So I was 16 to kill there, we'll just get an 8 up right now. fighting each other as well, which will help you out a lot. And that's what the key thing is with this build. Not only does it help you out doing a lot of damage, it's kind of good for crowd control as well. Again, I could pull out my secondary and I could pull out the melee and just kill them quick as well. But I just thought I'd show you what it's like on a solo basis first. But it will just be one shot. And you can just stand there. Once you get your slash procs in, it's already dead. Alright, and I'll show you one more time. So we've kind of gone through the weapon, we've gone through the stats, I've gone through the build itself and how to build it. So it is very important you get that 100% status. That is the key thing with this build. If you're not hitting 100% status, it's going to be very difficult to do the same type of damage in those procs. Radiation viral is a true way to build it. It's definitely adequate enough to kill like a lot of high level enemies. Doesn't even matter the faction. I mean, if it was infested there, I'd get ripped through straight away. These are heavily armoured units, so it does kind of work in any sort of build, in any faction. If you're sort of going in quick, you could always just mix it up with your melee, like I said before. A couple of hits of your melee, get out of there. Move to the next one. Change it to your secondary. Oh, you're doing that first bit of damage. And just switch it up with your star. But regardless, whatever you do, this is definitely worth building for. Look at those chunks of damage coming off every time. Even the range, for range as well, like for a shotgun you'd assume it'd have to be certain distance to do minimal damage, but I mean, there's a slash proc for him. And even if you knock them down or get them at a distance, it's kind of a good way to deal with them as well. So even if you use somewhat of someone's ability or someone gets an ability used, there you go, there's a bleed out proc. And the last one had enough. I think he retired. What was he hiding over here? He's trying to Metal Gear Solid me, I'll Metal Gear Solid him back. Sneak behind. Line up the shot. Chase him. Pow. KO. Well, there you go, folks. There's a new God Builds video for you, as highly requested. A lot of people wanted me to cover the Tigris Prime. Make sure you check out all my other videos. Again, they're almost reaching 1,000 views on each video at the moment, so all my videos are doing really well at the moment on YouTube. So I really appreciate the support. Legion, I think, is going to get easily at 2k views very soon. Static Core's just gone up a few hundred views in the last few days, which is insane. But I do fashion frame competitions every week, every Thursday, 11 PM UK time. I cover a lot of builds. If you want to see me cover any sort of builds that you want seen, let me know and I'll cover them for you. But apart from that, thanks for supporting the channel. And the follow, subscription and donation links will be in the description below in the video too. So make sure you support if you can, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, folks.